Even in the U.S., the top food-producing country in the world, the virus is fueling a hunger emergency. Food insecurity has nearly doubled during the pandemic, and it is even worse for racialized Americans and children. Federal relief benefits have barely covered the basics, and as Reggie Cecchini explains, those funds are about to run out.
Far from the emergency rooms where COVID-19's toll is painfully visible, the effects of the virus are being felt in millions of homes across America.
This is not just an infectious disease crisis. It's about whether or not people will survive and thrive.
As the economy started to shrink, paychecks disappeared, leaving millions of families to face a second crisis: hunger. Those struggling most in the U.S. are the essential workers in healthcare, food services, and frontline industries.
Those individuals have to stand up for their rights to protect themselves at the same time that social inequality lands them in underpaid, under-resourced jobs.
The virus has indirectly targeted minority communities who already face unique health challenges. 10 of the counties struggling most in America are 60% black. But new data shows of the roughly 17% of households struggling to feed their kids, 25% are Hispanic and 30% are black, an issue that impacts less than 10% of white families.
Food insecurity appears to have doubled among the general population, and also among kids, it appears to be 1 out of 4.
When food supplies are short, schools often shoulder the burden. In the United States, 30 million children get at least 1 meal a day at school.
If we're not continuing to feed them the way that we have been, that could be horrible. I mean, you can give them the device, but if they're hungry, they're not learning.
A pandemic benefit was issued by the government to nearly 38 million Americans currently on food stamps.
Right now, the maximum benefit is $646 for a family of 4 in a given month, and that is widely recognized to be inadequate.
That benefit is set to expire in a matter of weeks, and a fourth stimulus bill that includes food assistance has stalled in the U.S. Senate.
Making sure that people can support themselves, feed themselves, house themselves, educate their children, all of those things can make a difference in the long term.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says economic recovery from COVID-19 could take a decade, another devastating blow for families unsure of where their next meal comes from. Reggie Cecchini, Global News, Washington.